All right. Welcome back to your favorite comedy finance channel. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And before we go further, don't forget we could go to zero by tonight, and it'll be all your fault, not mine. Okay. So it's been a long hiatus because I think the last time I talked to you guys was probably like almost a month ago. And I know a lot of you guys like watching a lot of these YouTube kids make a video every 30 minutes, but that's not me. I don't want to waste your time. And the reason why I do that is because, if I know we're going to go through a hiatus or we're going to go through stagnant times or we're going to go through this little small time frame where not a lot is going on, then I'm going to just go ahead and be like, all right, guys, look, it's going to be boring until the 20th. It's going to be boring until the 27th, and I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here to waste your time. So I always want to make sure that when I'm talking to you guys, I give you exactly what you need very fast, but also, I want to make sure that you don't have to be glued to the screen all the time, okay? Don't forget, Odd App is on Apple and Google stores. If you're looking for 150x, okay, and you don't want to be bouncing around, you don't want to be jumping from pick to pick, you don't want to be jerking off for every new call every fucking 5 minutes, okay? If you don't want to be in those groups where you're literally getting a brand new call every week and you're worried about your portfolio being shuffled around because new calls keep getting made, you want to stay focused on these picks, okay? And the reason why I call these picks to begin with is because right now, more than ever, multi-chain functionality is what's going to be needed for the entire crypto sector, okay? And I called these about 6 or 7 months ago, I want to say. But I called these because I knew in the future we were going to need interoperability. And interoperability or multi-chain is what's going to be needed. And a lot of people, they have like this personal bias about, well, I really like XRP and I love ETH and I love Bitcoin. And it's okay to like those picks. And it's okay to use those picks as stores of value. But the thing is, when you're talking about the next evolution in crypto, okay, we're about to go into regulatory clarity. Everything is going to go mainstream. You're here before the entire world actually looks at it and they can't say anything anymore. It's legitimized. Everything we do is legitimized, okay? So again, the reason why I call these picks is because they're multi-chain functional and interoperable, okay? ArcBlock ABT is still a mega banger pick, okay? 186 million coin supplies. There's only about 100 million coins in circulation. It could go $80 to $150 plus. Same thing with DIA. DIA, another multi-chain oracle. There's no oracle in the entire crypto sector that could do what DIA can. Chainlink cannot do what DIA can. Pyth can't do what DIA can. And the reason why is because the future is more than just one chain. The future and what you could do programmability is more than just one chain, So you have to think about what's going to overtake all the money, what's going to bring in a lot of money, a lot of partners, and it's going to be companies that offer services that cater to multiple ecosystems and not just one. So it's important to take a look at DIA over for the best next oracle, okay? And keep in mind, Chainlink's original seed funders are seed funding DIA. Okay. And it could do way more than what Chainlink could do. So you're going to be there early. And I know a lot of people are like, whoa, it didn't explode overnight yet, so it must not be working. Well, it will work because it's what the sector needs. See, a lot of you guys or a lot of these Teletubby kids that are on YouTube, they think, or their egos think, well, it's a good pick because I called it and that's it, Well, a good pick is a good pick because it actually is, in fact, a good pick. And the reason why these are, in fact, good picks is not because Dion said so. It's because it's what the sector needs. See, one of the biggest advantages I've ever had being in the crypto sector as a builder is seeing all the things that I can't do, okay? Because when I'm building things, I always have to run into these dead ends about what I can't do because this chain doesn't allow me to. What I could do with this chain, but it doesn't allow me to do this or that, okay? ArtBlock, you could code in any language. use Python, you could use JavaScript, you could use literally anything, Solidity, you could use anything. You know, Dragon Chain is another multi-chain company that's way ahead of its time. You know, it was very famous back in 17, but along with XRP getting scrutinized by the SEC, it went down from about a 1.5 billion market cap. It was $5, okay, and it went down to decimals over this. Now regulation is about to go into place. This case is going to get dismissed. Now everybody that's been looked at harshly, that's been in crypto, because a lot of people didn't take us seriously, but we're the future. We're going to be the next superstars. So you're here before that, and you're going to have a lot of plebs that are going to be asking you, a lot of your friends and family that didn't take you seriously, they just watched Trump make a meme coin. They just watched Trump do a bunch of other things. His whole family is making a fucking meme coin. Do I like that that's the route he chose? No, but I love that he did it, only because it's like, it shows the ability that anybody's going to be able to do it. Every person in the world is going to be able to create their own coin, and the market will dictate whether or not it's legitimized. Okay, that's the point. The point is to offer an idea and to see if it gets adoption. Whenever you create a brand and you wait to see who's going to adopt that brand. If nobody adopts that brand, it goes to zero, or the company goes bankrupt. The market flushes out naturally what doesn't work, what isn't adopted. Okay. Now keep in mind, MYC has been running for 5 years plus. ODAP has been operating sustainably for over 2 years with over 1,300 members. I think we're on almost 1,400 members now. And we're one of the first American companies that offer crypto, okay, literally in the US. There's under 50 companies, probably under 30 companies right now in the USA that are crypto companies. MYC is one of them. You're looking at one of the first American entrepreneurs in the United States with provable software. I have a real product. It's on Apple and Google stores. We're one of the only companies that have that. So MYC is going to be one of the biggest plays out there, because you guys were there from the beginning, and now we're about to see everything's legitimized. You know, so now it's not even the fact that I've proven a product. It's not even the fact that I've proven a software, which I feel like that should merit more respect. But the fact is the United States now is now legitimizing any coin, even if it's a meme coin. It could be intrinsically worthless. You know, it could be a complete idea, a picture, and people could go and buy it, and it's not going to matter anymore. But the companies that are going to be doing monster numbers, the companies that are going to be doing unicorn numbers, are companies like mine that offer real software that you could use and purchase, and you could use it every single day. We have ODAP users on it every single day, every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're talking to each other. We're doing economic forecasts. We're sharing each other's thoughts and stuff like that. And it's not a place just to stage Dion. It's just a place to stage you guys. And that's what it's meant for. It's a forum. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, the biggest picks, like I said, and I forgot to talk about SD a little bit, but SD would be the next one. So Stater Labs SD, it's backed by pretty much everybody you need. Okay, you have Coinbase is a major backer of Stater SD. You also have Plantier, which is like the first Bitcoin fund to ever exist. It's worth well over, I think, $30 billion, something like that. You also have both founders of Polygon backing that company, and Aave, which is a major DeFi platform, is a major partner of SD. Okay, and here's the thing. SD is another multi-chain faucet. Okay, so Aave, it went to, I think, $300 at some point, or almost $500 at some point. And, it did that only catering to ETH. Okay, so it did crazy numbers only because it catered to that one chain. And granted, this one chain was pretty popular at the time, but what's needed in the future is multi-chain. You need companies that can offer services for any ecosystem. So SD is that answer, and it's crazy tokenomics on it. It has liquid staking, which is what a lot of people are going to be doing. A lot of these people are going to be buying like stuff like like for instance Trump, right, or any of these other companies. They're going to be buying shit like Bitcoin or ETH or Binance. They're going to be buying TRX or XRP or whatever, but they're going to be looking to buy these assets, and then they're going to want to stake it somewhere. They're going to use DeFi with these assets in order to make some sort of money through APR. Okay, because that's the main point in banking. So they could use assets and then use it as collateral or use it to obtain interest. Okay, so that's what the future is going to be. And DIA also offers that too. Both DIA and SD offer APRs. I think the last one was like 18%, and then some of them could go up to over 20%, depending on what coins you're using. But this is the opportunity. Okay, these companies are going to be extremely expensive companies. So you're going to be there. You're already here before everybody gets there. Okay. I could honestly say like the bull market just started now, like right now, because now the floodgates are open. Nobody could say anything against it. Everything's legitimized. You can't have people pretending like crypto isn't a real industry anymore. It's here and it's now. Every company in the world is going to want a crypto coin. Every company in the world is going to want to create a token. They're going to need to talk to people like me or talk to people that actually know what they're doing when it comes to building a project or building a coin or they're going to need to know what's the best ecosystem. They're going to be needing a lot of people like us to build out their infrastructure for their own companies. See, this is why you guys are not seeing the bigger niche here. You don't understand how useful we are going to be to so many people that only have 1 day of experience now. Okay. We've have over 5 years experience now. So imagine somebody wanting to get into crypto and they need to streamline how fast they can learn, or they need to streamline their company. They're going to need people that can get things done fast. That's going to be people like me, people like us. So, you guys got to take this opportunity and see it for what it is, because crypto's now real. Crypto's real now. Nobody could talk shit on it anymore. Okay. A lot of you guys made millions of dollars with me. It's over. And we're here millions of dollars in before the whole fucking world comes in. It's over. You're looking at, guys. Okay. For those of you, like, there's so many people I know that are well over 7 figures now. It's like there's rich, right? But we're going to be like obnoxiously rich, like it's going to be like, what the fuck, so it is kind of crazy, because you got to think about it. Like, there's a lot of people right now that they invest all their money in real estate, and real estate's like the slowest growing performing asset in the world. Like, everything is so fucking slow. Everything takes forever. Funding takes forever. Closing a deal takes forever. And money needs to move instantly. Money doesn't need to move in every 30 days. You complete a contract in 30 days. So you guys got to understand that everything that's going to be flooding in is on top of what you've already made. And it's going to be crazy. Like, so again, biggest picks right now, looking for 150x plus, you're looking for 500x, Arc Block ABT, Dragon Chain, okay? Stater SD, DIA, and MYC. Those are my favorite picks, okay? There's a lot of other picks out there that are okay, but these are the ones that are going to be doing the best numbers, I feel, because we're at the very bottom. They're very new. They're multi-chain functional. They're people that they're all projects that are heavily backed, or they have a very good network. Let me read some of your comments real quick. Yeah, sell everything and go to Melania. Yeah, but again, like, guys, look, I know a lot of you guys hate that shit. Do you want to fucking listen to an influencer make a call every week, and your fucking portfolio looks good for 1 week, and then it fucking gets cut in half because this guy makes a call every few days or whatever? That sucks. It's not good for you. It's good for the caller, but it's not good for you. So the best thing that you could do is stick to people that know what they're doing and stay less entertained. Okay. This is not an entertainment show. Okay. Although it can be entertaining sometimes, it can be funny, but it's supposed to be educational, but it's supposed to not waste your time. Okay. The best way to be an investor is to not move around so much. So, again, Stater SD is going to be a bigger bang. Dia, Dragon Chain, Arc Block, MYC. That's it. Now, I think there's a lot of people that let's talk about these other random picks that we've been through. Okay, and look, this is not to say that they're scams or they're bad companies. Okay, it's just for people like me. I want to make a lot of fucking money, and I don't want to move around so much. And then I also want to make a lot of money for what I put in. Okay, I don't want to give a project $5 billion in market cap to only make $2. See what I'm saying? So, for instance, like a good company would be like Arrow. It's a very good company. You like NCT, good company. A lot of these other older picks that we've had that will do good at some point, that I feel like once they get through their migrations and all that stuff or whatever the fuck they need to do, like LCX or math or, a lot of these calls were good calls at the time, right? But their pathway in development was a conflict of interest to me. It was a conflict of interest to you. And it was a conflict in interest on how much money I'm putting in versus how much I'm getting back. So it's nothing personal. It's just business. I want to make sure that if I'm putting my money somewhere, if I'm parking my money somewhere, I could hold it there for a long time. I don't need to worry about it. I could just let it sit. And as we go into the future, it's going to be worth a lot more money than, for instance, me putting, like I'd rather make $1 million off of 10 grand bet versus 100 grand off of 10 grand bet because the tokenomics are not the same. Okay. And tokenomics are so important. That's another thing. Tokenomics are so important. You need to know when to get in, when to get out. But like at the same time, tokenomics are very important to understand the type of deal that you're getting when you're trading or when you're investing your money into some of these coins. If you want the most money you want the most money back for your interest. Okay. All this interest energy, and let's say, you think about it, you guys, I see you guys on Twitter or whatever. You can find me on Twitter, MYC_network. You guys, you go online or you talk to your friends, you're telling, oh, this is a good pick, whatever, and a lot of people sharing their alpha like that, right? And you guys this is work, you guys are working, because it's like you're talking to people about good picks. You're talking to them about stuff in your own portfolio. This still takes some sort of energy, takes some sort of energy to post online or do whatever you need to do. But we all do it, right? Well, if you're going to be putting that type of energy into anything that you like, then you should get the most money back for it. And that's why the best picks to me are always going to be Arc Block ABT, Dragon Chain, MYC, DIA, and SD. And what's nice is DIA, SD, and Arc Block, you could get right on Coinbase. Very easy. Dragon Chain, all you need is Coinbase wallet. You send ETH to it and you swap for Dragon Chain. Boom. I would get it before it gets listed on Coinbase because it's gonna go ballistic at that time. Besides that, MYC, we're going to continue building that. It's still very early. I launched it last year of October, and it's maintained an over 2 or 3 million market cap. Our ATH, we went to 53 million market cap. And, a lot of people sit here and they'll scoff at MYC, but literally the majority of your shitty picks out there are less than 50 million market cap or less than 10 million market cap, or they're sitting around 3 to 5 million market cap. So, and these companies got so many years of development behind them. This is just my first year, So for us to have the ability to go over 50 million market cap is a huge fucking accomplishment. And then for the dust to settle around 2 or 3 million market cap, that's a brand new bottom. The bottom isn't 0 going to 53 anymore. The bottom is now 2 to 3 M market cap going up. So what do you think we'll get to next? Maybe we'll do 100. Maybe we'll do 300, 500 million market cap. You know, it's all possible. But yeah, you know, I do want to make sure that you guys are always, you know, updated on what I think or how I'm feeling, stuff like that. And you know, I know a lot of you guys, you know, and in a sense, I could be a YouTuber in some sort of way, but like I don't really do that many videos anymore because I'm now the CEO of OddApp, and now because of that, you know, I take care of my software. I'm always updating my software, taking care of my team. That's my real job, you know. And a lot of people don't like. A lot of people play with OddApp today, and you know, it runs awesome, it's fun, stuff like that. But you guys have no idea what that app is going to turn into in the next 2 years, the next 3 years. You know, Facebook, when it came out in 2004, looked clunky, didn't really work that much. It was, you know, you would have never imagined it to become what it is today, you know, if you didn't have a 5-year or 10-year scope on who you're talking to. Okay. So you're looking at somebody that has made a lot of fucking people over $2, $5, $7 million. That's who you're talking to. You're talking to a guy that's made multiple 7-figure whales, literally thousands of people. And this guy has a company and a software application that he's going to build. Okay. And not only that, if you made $1 million, how much do you think I made? So again, imagine what I'll become in 5 years or 10 years and what I'll turn OddApp into. Because ultimately, what OddApp will become is not something meant for my growth. OddApp will become something meant for the user's growth, for you guys. Because at the end of the day, what I want that app to be is a tool for users to use to build their own brands and then branch out from there. You know, so that's the ultimate goal. But yeah, you know, so a lot of people get kind of like upset here and there about ArcBlock. I think going up to $5 and then it consolidating to $1. So when you're looking at the percentages, you can be like, oh man, it went down over 50%, you know, or whatever. But if you bought ArcBlock at $5, you had a number in your head why it was a good deal to buy it at $5. So why the fuck would you not be buying it at 5x less than what you bought in at? You see what I'm saying? So, you know, you have to look at the opportunity for where you got in and say, okay, well, I've only been here X amount of time. ArcBlock went to $5, what, 5 months ago, maybe, or something, 4 months ago, whatever. That's not a lot of time. So now that the consolidation, the distribution is spreading between that $1, $2, $3, $4 area, whatever, you know, the stability, once it hits $5, it'll be a lot more concrete as it gets to good. And that's just that's the nature of a chart. You know, a chart's going to go up, down, and then it'll consolidate sideways for a while, and then boom, shit fucking explodes. Okay. And the thing is, this is what kind of gets me upset about some people that like, guys, like some of you, maybe this is your first cycle and you probably haven't seen a call go from the cents to $20, $30, $50. Okay. Well, you're looking at a guy that's done that. Okay. A lot of our people have witnessed over 200x calls. Okay. So DIA and SD are going to be companies that you're going to look at today. One's $1 right now, one's 60 cents right now. And you're going to say, well, it's kind of expensive, you know, but you're going to be fucking like, you're going to be kicking yourself in the ass because these coins are going to be going $80 or more. Okay. That's how useful they are to everybody. It's not just, you know, they're not useful only to themselves. They're service providers for every ecosystem. So these are the type of coins that you're going to see one day at $1. And then you're going to watch them explode to $30, $60, $80, $120, $500. Okay. So if you're looking for that unicorn play, DIA and SD are those major plays. You know, we made a ton of money over the cycle, you know, trying to get to this point. We made a ton of money getting here, right? Well, the way I thought about it was, well, we made all this money. Like for those of you that made 6 figures, or you made your $1 million, or, you know, 2, 3, 5 million, whatever. Now you're like, okay, now you've become a lot stronger than where you're at. Now's the time to be hitting these major unicorn plays so you can walk out of the bull market 20, 50 million. Okay. $1 million, $2 million is okay. You know, that's your beginning point in your crypto career where you say, okay, good, you know, I made it to that million. Now I need to find something to do where I could grow this, or, you know, whatever. You know, whenever you're at 100 grand, 100 grand players, all they think about is, well, I need to keep trading until I get to that million. Well, the $1 million guys are, where can I park my money where I could multiply it and then make interest from that money so I could maintain that wealth. That's that point. You know, when you're only at when you're only at 100 grand, you're typically aggressive. Like, you're trying to be aggressive typically, you know, especially if you're under that, you know, 100 grand, you're trying to be aggressive. But once you get to $1 million, $2-3 million plus, you're going to want to think about where to park, where to collect interest, and then how to multiply that bigger number. You're going to need bigger companies. You're going to need more expensive companies, you know, because you want stability. Okay, you don't want to, you know, play around with micro caps when you got $1 million. You see what I'm saying? So you want to hit these major companies that are going to do $50 or $100 plus. You know, you want to hit these companies that are going to do 18%, 20% plus APY. Okay. So that, you know, that's my reasoning behind me constantly really harping in on these plays, because right now is not a time to be making a call every week. Now is not a time to be, you know, bouncing around trying to look for the next big play. It's like you should have already made your money. You should have already been positioned, and now it's time to park. It's time to park, because the floodgates are opening. I think over 800,000 users got collected on Coinbase, and I think over 400,000 people on Phantom Wallet. I I think there was an additional over 300,000 users that went on to Moonshot. So a lot of new people are coming in. So a lot of new people coming in, all it takes is that one day where you're bouncing around doing dumb shit like that, and the floodgates, the stampede comes in, and you're going to see a lot of those crazy major unicorn plays go ballistic. And you should have just been there. You should have just sat there and waited. So, you know, in the bull market, the worst thing you could do is move around, because there's so much volatility happening. So the worst thing you could do right now is be playing around or making bets, or, you know, a lot of people, they'll burn a lot of cash playing with meme coins. So, you know, make sure that you stay focused, because you made it this far. Okay. So if you made it this far, you only got a few more miles to go. So, you know, try to stay focused and harp on your high conviction plays at this time, whatever they may be. My high conviction plays at this time, and I'm going to stick to this, and I've been harping on these companies, is DIA, Stater SD, okay, ArcBlock, Dragon Chain, MYC. 5 picks, done. That's it. So, you know, I don't see ArcBlock not performing. Like, everything hasn't really performed that much. Right now, everything's been like stagnant, or a slow bleed, or whatever the case, you know. So it is going to recover. A lot of these companies are going to recover. Like, ArcBlock's an American company. Like, you know, a lot of you see, what's funny is, like, it's sad, but, you know, it is what it is. I was the first person to call ArcBlock, and I'm the one that knows the most about it. And people are so retarded that they'll listen to random people that don't have confidence about the pick, but they haven't done any research on what the company is. You have billionaire backers that back ArcBlock. You have Xiao Fang, which seed funded like Polkadot, gave Vitalik his first check. He's a big sponsor for ArcBlock. You know, he was also a seed funder for Iris Network, Cosmos. You know, these are huge guys that got interlinks with CZ himself, you know. You also have Robert Mao is in the I forget what it's called. It's the Cascadia Blockchain Council. The Cascadia Blockchain Council is a network of companies that are going to regulate the U.S. They're going to teach regulators how to regulate and what to look for and what have you. And there's only a variety of companies within that organization. Okay. So these are the people that are going to be communicating with government. on how to regulate. And then on top of that, among these people that are within this network is BlackRock. And it's like everybody forgot all this stuff. And it's very sad that some of you that are so like gung-ho for Arc Block forget a lot of these things to the point where you care about how others feel. If you're an investor, the last thing you should care about is about how anybody feels or what the general consensus is or the general whatever is. If everyone doesn't like your pick and no one believes you yet, you're early. When everybody believes you that it's a good pick, then you're late. You get it? So when you're an investor, your best shot at becoming the best investor or a person that could make 10 grand turn into 7 figures or more or whatever, you're going to need to be a person that could call something ahead of time without consensus. And consensus is when everybody agrees with you. So think about me. I called Arc Block over 2 years ago. So nobody cared about it. Nobody gave a fuck. No one, until this day, people don't know the background of it. People still have a hard time comprehending what they could do. So here's the thing. We called this, it went over 80x, and this was before people agreed that it was a good pick. Now, and there's not even that many people that agree it's a good pick still. So there's still debate. And see, this is my point. If I've been here long enough to understand that when I call something, I know it's going to do good. And I know it's going to do good not because I called it. Okay. I don't call a pick because I'm Dion and I get X amount of views, it's going to do good. And that's a good pick. See, that's your YouTube kids. That's the YouTube kids that think that the audience is always going to carry their numbers, but the audience can only surge it and then it crashes. That's what happens. Okay. That's what happens with people like that. But when you're dealing with people like me, I call something and I don't need to promote it every day. I don't need to make a video every 30 minutes. I don't need to make a video every day. It's a good pick because it's going to be a good pick because I know what the sector needs. It's not about the coverage. It's not about the entertainment. It's not about me making videos. Has nothing to do with because Dion called it. Okay. See, those people don't know what the fuck they're doing. Those people, just like any random fuck out there, will just get behind a camera and just start calling picks and then hope it works. Okay. Those are people that just fling shit at the wall and hope something sticks. I know what the sector needs based on what it takes to build things. And because I have that experience in building projects and seeing what I can do, what I can't do, what I wish blockchains could do, how interoperable I wish they could be, how easier it could be to play with these things, because I know all the necessities that we need that we don't got right now that other companies are offering, I select those companies. And a lot of times I select the companies, there's no consensus on it. I'm not calling it because 5 other icons on the crypto space called it. That's not the reason why I call something. I call something because of the functionality of what it is, the service it provides, and is it a service that provides more than anybody else can? Because there's a lot of companies out there, like literally 95% of the crypto sector are all like they're only self-serving. A lot of companies, about 95% of companies in the crypto sector are self-serving companies. They're a brand and they only cater to the brand. And that means that you can only use them for this ecosystem and that's it. There's no branching out. There's no interoperability. There's no product of service. There's no service providing to multiple ecosystems. Literally, the 95% of the projects out there don't do this. Okay. So when you find companies like SD or DIA or ArcBlock that are, low to no code in any language, you could use them on any ecosystem. They're multi-chain interoperable. They're helping the entire sector connect all the bridges. They're helping the sector connect everything they need to collect. And this is what's funny about the XRP kids. The XRP kids, they'll sit there and they'll say, well, I heard Brad the Garlic House said, interoperability is everything we need right now. Well, fucking Your 1.0 blockchain doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. XRP is not interoperable. It cannot communicate with Bitcoin. It cannot communicate with ETH. It can't communicate with anything. There needs to be a tool. So again, like, you know, for people, I'm just saying, like, the majority of people in the crypto sector have a solid idea of what the crypto sector needs, but they'll never look at the technology for what it is and say, well, it's 1.0 chain. So clearly the programmability doesn't offer interoperability. so the same thing with 2.0. When you look at 2.0 programmability, it does not offer multi-chain interoperability. Okay. That's why we go to 3.0 chains. 3.0 blockchain is a higher degree of programmability that offers interoperability between different networks, different ecosystems that could service provide to everybody, not just themselves. You get it? You guys get it yet? That's how much market share DIA and SD and ArcBlock are going to get. That's why I picked them ahead of time, because I picked something that the sector needs. I picked something that the sector knows it needs, and it's not going to have a choice. Because when you make a tool, okay, when you make a tool, if you create the hammer, okay, and everyone in the world can only build a nail and they hate you, they still need to buy your hammer because it just works. You get it? So that's why I'm not waiting for consensus. I'm not waiting for anybody to agree with me when I make a call. I make a call because I know that this is what the sector needs. So that's why I'm holding the fuck out of them and I'm buying all I can. And I'm not giving a fuck about what queers say on Twitter, you know, but that's just me. I mean, what do I know? Okay. You know, which is funny because I always, you know, what's always hilarious is I see a lot of these fucking fairies on the internet or anywhere on the internet. It could be fucking anybody. They'll sit there and try to pretend like they're better than me or know more than me. But it's like, you fucking fags have never even created software. You guys have not built shit. Okay. The most you could build, the most I've seen the crypto sector build is either a website, a fucking Patreon, a Discord, a Telegram. That's the building that a lot of people pretend they could be. Like, that's as far as a lot of these guys go. And that's what's funny to me, because you're not on my level. You're just not. And, you know, it's okay if you're a better entertainer than me. That's fine. I don't give a fuck about being an entertainer. I'm here to build. I'm a builder. That's what I do. But because I'm a builder, that's why I know what picks are going to explode, because they have what the sector needs. And I always know what the sector needs because I'm constantly working with different people that fucking run into these problems or run into these dead ends where they're like, well, Dion, I wanted to do this, but I can't because of this and this is that, you know, or because this network, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Well, when you know about this company that offers that tool the person needs, then it just happens that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just networking with people and you start realizing, oh shit, you know, no one's built this and we really need this, you know? So that's the point that I'm trying to drive across to you guys is just because somebody has audience numbers, just because somebody is an entertainer or whatever, you know, that doesn't make them an expert. It just makes them a face behind a camera. That's it. Okay. Good picks are not going to be held up by audience. We would never have a bear cycle if YouTubers had that type of power. They just don't. Okay. So, you know, what's ultimately going to hold up a pick sustainably is the technology. Is it a good company? Is the service being provided going to sustain the business? Is the product bringing in enough revenue where that company will never go out of business, or, you know, it could always take care of itself. It doesn't need to sell the tokens in order to take care of itself. There's a lot of different things that you have to take a look at. So that's why I always tell people that, you know, and guys, how many picks out there? We like a lot of us, we know a lot of the icons out there, right? We know a lot of these guys that are super famous in the crypto sector. You know, but like, how many times have they called a pick and they just suck? They're just shitty picks, right? And it's probably because they got paid by somebody to promote it, or, you know, whatever. But like, how many times have you ever looked at a pick and you know, person's getting 100K views, but the pick sucks, still sucks. But, it's like it's an okay company, but there's like nothing special about it. Like people aren't going to look at it and be like, there's no surge happening. There's no growth happening. So, what I'm trying to say is like, the videos are not going to hold up a good project. Okay. So that's why I look at things differently. And that's also why I don't do that many videos, because I know it doesn't matter. That's why I always tell, I mean, for those of you that have been with me for a while, you remember when I used to call something and it was just exploding, and I'm like, it really doesn't even matter. I don't need to make a video on this. I have people call me or hit me up and they'll be like, Dion, could you please make a video on SD? Can you please make a video on this, please? And I was just like, for what? For what? What are you what are you scared of? Because it's not going to get coverage, It's going to be a good pick because it's a good pick. It's not because fucking people are just like, constantly talking about it, you know what I mean? So you have to let some of these products go into that discovery mode on their own accord, okay? And granted, keep in mind, in a sense, YouTubers do offer a great deal of information, so they are good, and overall they're good news for people. But over time, you're going to get more and more people trying to do it, and chances are they're going to run over these good picks because they're good picks. So that's the best part about picking good picks, because they're so good that no matter what, people are going to end up talking about it anyways. So, I wouldn't get so like discouraged, exploded in some sort of sense, just because like a lot of the users, they'll look for like the cheapest, or they'll look for whatever they like, or, whatever. And there's nowhere else they could really go. They only know what's on Coinbase. So, think about it. You got like billions of people going onto Coinbase or something like that. There's only X amount of coins available in that exchange. So think about it. It's naturally people are just going to explode a lot of these coins. Like here are other good, like here's good examples. So like people have asked me about ALF, and I see somebody asking about CELO. Good companies, but the performance is not there. That's the only thing I don't like about that. I really like ALF because there is multi-chain there. I do like the DID framework there, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't perform the way I want it to perform. So, I did back off on that pick a little bit. No, I don't like math. Math, I'm sure will be good once it migrates, but because it plans to migrate in some sort of sense, and I'm not interested in it. I don't want to wait for a surprise visit, or like same thing with like, LCX, it's like, because that migration is planned at some point, and let's say you're parking your money, you're parking your money hoping to God that this migration announcement is going to happen when you're online, or you're going to be able to see it on time. So, yeah. I mean, LT is cool, but again, base ecosystem sucks. I really don't there was so much promotion around base, but it was the gayest shit ever. Like it really was lame. It takes forever to bridge. It's annoying that you have to bridge. It's literally fucking stupid. I don't want to buy a coin with the intention that I need a bridge. Like it is the stupidest shit in the world, but it was promoted like crazy. Everybody in this promoting base coins and base, and it just sucks. No one likes it. And because there's so much friction, Tezos is fucking garbage. Same thing with RSR, garbage. But again, like, are they bad companies? No, but like it's just the performance isn't there. Or there's too much friction. There's something going on in some sort of way that's stopping the growth of that coin. So sometimes I'll look at something, I'm like, I really don't like the way this is performing. I like this company, I like this project, but for whatever reason, it's just not collecting what it needs to collect. So, and I did think that was a mistake with ALF. When they started advertising another coin, I was like, man, you're fucking stupid. I don't know why they did that. You want to kind of stick to your own thing. So there was definitely a lot of little mistakes that ALF made. And companies do that sometimes, but as an investor, you have to understand. As an investor, you have to understand, what's going to decrease growth or what's going to harm the project. For instance, PNG was a very good call that we had, and it was cool. But growth was happening. But as the growth was happening, the project the project owners started advertising different bridges like PNG, for instance, PNG ETH, PNG Flare, PNG Songbird. Like Flare, Songbird, those are the gayest companies ever. But but again, like it had like all these little bridges for these different things. So that means they were pulling out of that main fund that was driving growth in order to make LPs in these different bridges. I knew that it was going to harm the price. So, I made sure to call it ahead of time. Like, hey, these guys are dividing up pools. We need to get out before this price crashes. And we did. We ran out. Everybody talked shit about me because we ran out early. But again, if you see the avalanche coming, I'm not going to sit there and jerk off with you. Okay. I'm fucking out the back door. And I'm not going to alert you on YouTube. I always tell people, like, I don't do that many videos to begin with. So if you want to fucking know what's going on, like, I highly recommend joining OddApp. It'll be worth it, But what are other good examples? I mean, there's always a dime a dozen, right? But that's basically when I wanted to get across to you guys is like, we've made a ton of money off of so many different picks, but now is not the time. Like literally, this is the worst time to have over 10 picks. Literally, the worst time to have 10 picks. Okay, if you got, let's say you $2-3 million, then 75% of that needs to be in ETH, and then that 25% needs to be in small little coins. Okay, but if you only got $1 million, it's time to only have 5 picks. You shouldn't have more than 10 picks at this time. The stampede is coming. You need high concentration. You don't need to be spread all over the place. Okay. So, now's the time for extreme consolidation, high convictions, and to make sure that you're in position now. If you wait any further, your profits will be spread thin. Especially got over 10 picks. It's crazy. Unfortunately, Danny, I already went over why Arc Block is so awesome. So, I think you're going to have to just rewind. But look, again, best picks, Arc Block ABT, Dragon Chain, DIA, SD Stater, and then also MYC. Okay. Those are my 5 picks. Of course, ETH is always a store of value for me. But those are my favorite picks. I think that a lot of them, or all of them, I think all of them will be going well over 150x. So those are going to be my plays. Of course, on OddApp, people share different picks and all that stuff. But I always let everybody know like what I'm interested in only. But right now, I'm not all over the place. 5 picks. That's it. Now is not the time for sporadic movement. It's not the time for spread out positions over 10. Now's the time for you to stop being retarded and consolidate to like 5 picks, high concentrations, and just wait. That's it. Okay. If you wait any longer from this point, you're going to be thinned out. Okay. You're going to be way too thin. All right, guys, look, it was good talking to you. I'll do another video whenever. Okay. I don't know when I'll do another video. We'll see. Maybe I do one tomorrow. Maybe I'll do one in 30 days. But if you want to stay updated with me, I would join OddApp. It's on Apple and Google stores. After this video, I'll make sure that I go through all your emails and get them manually verified. You should be able to verify them yourself, but I'll see if I could expedite that. But I will catch you guys there, and we'll go from there. All right. Hold on. Let me answer this stupid ass question. Wyatt says, can you do some analytics to show how we hit 150x? Yeah, goes like this. And then it goes like that. That's what happens. Those are your analytics.